Greetings, my friends, and welcome to another adventure in the world of Kriegeland. We are here with Joseph, Stovar, and Bird as they are mildly trapped in the mayor's manor in Crestcall. The king has set a bunch of royal guards to shadow them. They've been bouncing in and out of meetings since the discovery of Ming's murder. And they are doing a little bit of strategizing and kind of just hanging out for a couple of days as the king's spies, masters, and rangers and all that come reporting in. So you find out that the two villains, Volsk of the northern barbarian tribes and Tuck of the swampy druid circle outside of Bogfly Bay, they were spending their time in a tavern/inn called the Inkspill in Arkall. So they only made it like one city over from Crestcall before they just were blowing their money and I guess discovered that there's more money in the chest and felt that that was worth it. And in doing so, murdered a bard and eventually Ming, their own partner. Since then, the scouts reported that the last known sighting of either of them, Volsk was seen headed straight through the wilderness north, pulling the cart of presumably gold or silver or whatever monetary stuff was going to the wherever it was meant to go, some sort of village or town or something within Kriegeland. And Tuck was a little bit harder to track down because he just kind of bounced into the wild and started turning into animals. So the king has decided that he's going to suspend the tournament for now and allow all 12 of you to engage in the manhunt as like kind of a priority to avenge the former competitor/companion. So you guys will be splitting up into two teams of 6. Stovar, Bird, and Joe will be headed with Brog, the half-orc newly converted to Zarel, Biggs the fighter, human fighter, and Giles the cleric of Mathandis, who was one of the level 0s and has made it far. There's still 2 level 0s within the potential Heroes of Kriegeland. So
does that mean he's only level 2 right now?
He's only level 2 right now, yep. So you guys are going to take one of the naval warships to the town of Bogfly Bay. You'll sail directly from Crestcall through past an area called Cisnia's Landing. The people running the meetings and the people kind of explaining the journey and strategizing in your little debriefings explain to you about, they give you a little bit of notice about Cisnia's Landing. It's technically neutral territory. It became a neutral zone. It's like a giant shipping hub city. It's a lot of rocky islands in the area, and Cisnia's Landing has the sea routes all mastered and everything. You guys will be passing by the neutral territory since it was part of the treaty since the Battle of Azure Glass, which is famously known for being the first conquest of the original heroes. So you guys have heard about it plenty. You'll be sailing past that to Bogfly Bay, and then from Bogfly Bay south, it's mostly swampy territory. They want you to try to cut Tuck off because they're assuming he's heading back to his druid circle. And if he gets into the middle of the wilderness and is backed up by his druid circle, it'd be a great ordeal to get him back and have him answer for the crimes of his life here as a hero of Kriegeland. That being said, you guys are you're going to be heading out by ship in the morning. Stovar knows that he wants to stop into a few places in town on the way out to maybe talk about some debts that he may or may not owe and discuss maybe an explanation as to what's going on with that. But before that goes down, we have the night before us. You all head to bed. And the first thing that happens that night is Joseph King has a dream vision from his god. For you see, now that he's a level 1 cleric, oddly enough, he's been bestowed divine power from a god, the 13th god, a god that is considered blasphemy for him to even speak about, let alone wield power for. And so on this strange journey, his god has now given him his first prophetic vision as his, as far as you know, first cleric, first true follower, first true, devotee. So as you lay your head down from a night of study, you got a big day in the morning, you head to sleep, you wake up to a dreamscape, and you stand in a field of thick gray smoke and fog that is ominous and endless. At first, but then you have this conscious realization that your mind is active and sharp, and you enter like a lucid dreaming state, but one that's you're so aware of your surroundings that you know that there's something more to it than just a simple dream. And as soon as you come to that realization, the fog sort of parts ways, and a glowing gray kind of cold neutral light kind of expands in the area and highlights a sigil of a black book with white pages, very, very well known to you. And then behind the book, the pathway in the smoke bursts out into a great web of future moments that you kind of glean tiny fragments of understanding and simple details of time and decisions and accomplishments that you may find in your future. Singularly, your mind focuses on something, an end vision of you on the throne being crowned King of Kriegeland. Aristocracy, religion, and the common man alike applauding the moment. Your mind then loses itself, and you feel yourself pulled back to the present, and your attention focuses on the near future, searching for the pathway that leads back to this vision. A first step that leads you back, you notice, is one in a similar scene in the same royal palace, but you are being knighted an official hero of Kriegeland. So you know that many pathways lead from this point. Some you lose, and some seem to be heading in the right direction. But you know that a first step towards a potential monarchy, a potential king's king, would require you to become a hero of Kriegeland. So, you wake, and you could tell that in the dream you were out. You should have been out.
That's wild.
You should have been out for hours. But instead, you
I don't know what to feel about that.
Yeah. But you wake with full energy, your mind just ready to do more work for the sake of your god. You look over at your studying desk, and the candle you left lit is still lit, so you know that only maybe minutes have passed in real time. And you get a whiff of the most tasty smelling coffee of your whole life. So you scramble over to your desk, and your mug is newly filled with a black as midnight brew that just sings to your senses, and you are completely invigorated to do more study as you gain an idea from all of this to add something to your character's repertoire. So I'm giving you a special power that you learned tonight, and that is, for your ritual spells, you can cast one and imbue it into an item, any standard item, and essentially create a wand of that spell, like a one charge version. So for now, we'll say you can store one. So as the night is the most amazing, you get your full long rest, no problem. We cut to Bird as he goes to bed, who also receives a divinely inspired dream. I followed the tunnel all the way to your... And then you snap to, and you wake up, cold, horrible sweat pouring off of you, as you just have the worst stomach bug you've ever had. So Joseph sits down at his desk, sips at his magically God-given coffee, which is the best thing you've ever tasted in your whole life. And so far, that's true, so far. And then a few minutes later, Bird comes rushing through the commons area to run over to the commode, and in the sound behind the door of the privy, you hear the horrendous sounds of him ejecting from both ends and cursing cursing at the gods in between. You have a level of exhaustion, Bird, for the next day, as you also were given a divinely inspired dream. And to cap off the divinely inspired dreams, Stovar, you feel that Calthun, the god of the earth, the one that runs the Stone Wardens, is pleased with his new member of the ranks and the new Stone Warden. So you are given his greatest gift of all, and you sleep like a rock. Just wake up, man, I slept through the whole night without any pains or problems, and just... Yeah. So morning comes. Stovar, you notice that Joe is clearly pulled an all-nighter studying, and you find Bird, where are you at?
I'm currently in front of the toilets, just in case it comes back. Just chugging the strongest alcohol I could find. Just muttering something along the lines of, I just need to sterilize my gut biome.
Gee whiz. Bird, what happened? You didn't sleep well, or?
Stupid gods came back.
Oh.
He's been up all night. So have I.
But
Joe
looks fine.
He looks
He's
fine,
like
except he's
wired
got
out of
like
his mind.
he's real wired and his eyes are unblinking.
And I smell like really rich coffee, and I have got like papers scattered all around me, filled with like different notes, little magical symbols and drawings, and I'm currently carving/writing some of them onto my staff as I've muttered to myself.
Hey.
Yeah. So you guys are due at the ship probably in the next couple of hours. So Stovar, if you want to let your team know what's going on and where you're headed.
Oh yeah. Well, I gotta go talk to the armorer and the magic shop guy. Melvin, I think was his name. I got some debts to clear up, so.
Well, I can go with you.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta buy some stuff anyway. I need some armor.
Yeah, let's get you a squishy cleric, wizard. I'm not sure what you are.
I'm a
I'm
cleric.
gonna go find a bird. Y'all have fun. I just run off.
Bird runs
All right.
off
Gallivant off into the sunset.
to find a bird, from what he says. Okay, so the magic shop, the trinkets from the beyond. It's actually very close to the mayor's manor. It's in the nobles district of Crestcall. So you guys pop over, and there's Melvin running his things like normal. The future heroes of Kriegeland. How may I serve you?
Well, I mean, Joseph here is looking for some armor. Wonder if you got anything for I don't know what kind of armor he can wear. Joe, what?
I'm thinking like I don't know, scale mail or a breastplate, something along those lines.
He's like, yes, I actually do have. He has a he pulls out a +1 breastplate, and he says he can let it go for 1,000, which is including the discount of his sponsorship, which he kind of mentions again softly about like, of course the sponsorship is active, and don't worry about any of the penalty fees or the rental fees. Old Bart Goldstein took care of it.
What? Who?
You know, you guys' the boss.
I'll look at Joe. Huh?
I made a deal and a partnership with that guy. Don't worry, he's just going to help us out. I've got plans for the future. That's all you need to know. He shouldn't want anything from you because he just made a deal with me. But I think he realizes that
he definitely mentioned Stovar. Melvin says.
Well, I just think he thinks
Really?
that like if I don't succeed, which means if you don't succeed, then I can't make good on the promises I made to him.
What did this Goldstein say, Melvin?
Uh,
He just said that you guys were new partners, and he wanted to wrap up all of your debts around town, and so he gave me a lump sum to cover any of the offset of our sponsorship and everything. So, I mean, I can't wait to hear about the bard tale. I mean, either way, it sounds like we're gonna get some good advertising. But yeah, we're clear, and the discount's still on. You looking for some potions again?
Definitely need
Okay.
some more. Those came in such good hand. Like they were amazing. So
Okay,
what do you got?
he slides forth the box, standard stuff, same normal price, which is 50 gold for regular healing potions. He's got like the next class up of healing potions, and then the usual like battle potions that you're always looking for would be haste, hill giant strength, and invisibility.
I'll take one of each, and then one basic healing potion, which I'll immediately hand to Joe.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, are you gonna get the breastplate too then?
Well,
yes,
Joe,
I'll get the breastplate. I'm gonna sell the bracers of armor
Back to him.
back.
Okay, he'll take them
Yeah.
for 200 instead of 250, so 800 essentially for the breastplate.
That works.
And yeah, anything else I can interest you, my friends, in? Some rings of resistance, perhaps, or
Yeah. We better get something for Bird.
I might take a bit more fall damage.
And the ring of resistance, if it's like slashing, does it still protect against magical slashing or just basic slashing?
Oh, it's any form of it's resistance against that damage type. So
Okay.
I mean, that's actually not bad. If I could like reduce.
That's really good.
Let's get a bludgeoning one and a slashing one.
okay. The only thing you got to note about magic rings is that you can only have 2 max on, 1 per hand, essentially. So
Right, but what I'm thinking, like the most common
Yeah,
are
oh,
like
no, I
slashing,
understand
piercing,
what-
and
yeah,
bludgeoning.
yeah.
So like, if Bird falls, he's
he's
protected
taking
from that.
bludgeoning, yeah, so he can at least half
And
fall
if-
damage.
Yeah, and if I can take less damage and I'm kind of the tank.
Yeah.
So slashing, I'll take one for slashing.
Okay, they're
Slashing will
300
be the
a
most
pop.
common kill streak.
Okay, I will mark that down.
Yeah, and I'll mark it on mine for the bludgeoning.
Okay. We don't have a whole lot of gold left, but I don't expect the other teams to like have as much stuff as us.
True. And one
Yeah.
of the issues you would have run into is just the amount of gold you guys had would have been hard to carry and deal with.
Yeah.
So
Or conceal
you either
even.
needed to buy stuff or bank it or do something with it. So, all right.
I
Yeah.
much prefer to buy stuff. Stuff is cool.
Yeah. Anything else from the magic shop?
You don't happen to have like any way to like cure someone who's been ungodly sick all night, would you? Asking for a friend.
He's like, I have the healing potions. You may want to check with like the Mathandis people, like priests, or maybe the Graysworn Temple, and they might have like a scroll or a potion of like lesser restoration or something on that end. He's like,
Don't worry about
the
it.
more intensive healing arts are not so much of what I usually have or have access to, but
Come on, guys. I'm Circle of Moonshine. I got this.
these guys, Circle of Moonshine.
Right. Clerics. Yeah. I'm one of those. I could probably just fix it.
Oh yeah, see,
Don't
there
know why I didn't try it.
you
Also, Melvin, you by chance have like a spear or a quarterstaff? The sword's nice, but it's not really my thing.
He's like, I have a halberd, but I don't have any one-handed pole arms. If that's what you're looking for, with what you have left, I'm guessing it'll Do you want to keep renting or do you want to buy the longsword?
Let's get the longsword. For that'll be good for now. But keep your eye out for a quarterstaff, maybe.
All right.
One that might even be able to like use shillelagh or something.
Oh, you want you want a quarterstaff that has a pre-built spell of shillelagh like usable
Be
in it?
so good.
Well,
Be so good.
that would be a good item. He's like, I'll if spears and quarterstaffs are what you're all about, I'll keep on the lookout for the next time you guys show up. So
Okay.
I want to make sure that I always take care of any of Bart Gold's associates. I don't want any trouble. I don't want any trouble.
Yeah, me neither. And I'll just
give a side eye to Joseph.
yeah. I'm also in the market for maybe something. I keep throwing these javelins, and they can't always recover them. Like something I could throw and then returns back. That'd be. It's probably out of my price range right now. We spent a lot of our gold, but
He's like,
I'd be in the market for that.
All right, I'll jot it down with your little shopping list.
Yeah.
See what I can.
That's a secondary. The quarterstaff.
See what I
first.
can dredge up for you in my
Okay.
connections here. Got a little
All
more
right.
gold to play with now that you guys are such active customers. So
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
for long.
that's right. All right. So then after that, do you want to stop by the blacksmith too, the smithy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to go over there and get a shield.
Okay. So yeah, Joseph is gonna get a shield. Strumlow is his name. Well, his last name. Strumlow Smithy. That's where you guys head. He kind of says the same thing. He's excited about your guys' like work and what you're doing, and he's excited about like the Bard's Tale like advertisement, but he's like not stressed about money anymore. Mentions how Bart Goldstein bought up the half plate debt and all that.
Like, should I get some full plate and put it on Goldstein's tab?
He's like I'm told to just still have you guys shop here like normal. He just bought up what you owed about from the stuff. So you might need to take that up with him. But hey, I'm not looking for trouble or anything.
All right.
I'm a little nervous.
But
That's the
yeah.
first thing I'm getting out of hand.
shield will be regular price.
And then I'll look for some like masterwork javelins.
Okay, he's got some.
Right.
So they're just like double price, +1 to hit, no magic property, no extra damage.
So I grabbed 8 of them.
Okay, sweet.
Okay.
And then you guys head over to the Royal Warship to set sail. Hopefully you guys got some sea legs under you.